Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about easy pose, or in Sanskrit it is known as Sukhasana. I often call this pose seated meditation or a comfortable seat because despite its name, this pose is not easy for everyone. If you have tight hips, poor posture, or simply just don't sit on the floor a lot, you may find that the longer you sit in this pose, the more your body starts to talk to you and maybe even whine at you. However, I like calling this pose a comfortable seat because it should be just that. There are ways to make this pose work for you in order to find a more comfortable seat. And don't worry, just like anything, the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. So take a moment to sit on the floor cross-legged and notice where your knees are. Sometimes the knees are all the way up into the armpits or kind of higher than you would think that they should be. And this is due to tight hip flexors. So if you have tight hip flexors or feel uncomfortable here or just want to make this pose a little bit more luxurious or a pose that you can sit in for an extended period of time, you may consider putting a cushion or a pillow or even a soft rolled up blanket underneath your seat. This will allow your sitting bones to be elevated up off the ground, which will in turn allow gravity to let the knees drop down and release that tension in the hip flexors. So the higher up you are, the more pillows or the more support you have underneath you, the more support you're giving yourself. So just kind of assess and play around with it until you find what works for you. If putting a cushion under your hips does not help you to relieve that tension in the hips, you may consider trying to sit on the edge of a chair. So you don't want to sit all the way back, which would promote your back to round. But if you sit right there on the front edge of the chair, it should help you to elongate your spine a bit more. In this meditative seat, we want to bring some evenness into the body. So one thing that you might think about trying is putting one ankle in front of the other. And this isn't for everybody, and this is definitely if you have some more open hips, but just see what works for you, cross-legged or ankle in front of ankle if you choose. And then just place your hands on your knees, palms facing down, letting the elbows hang heavy and the shoulders relax. If your knee or your ankle kind of needs a break at any point, you can always extend one leg out or both legs out to a V shape or even out in front of you. So as we're here, if you do need to place any blanket underneath your ankles or just kind of listen to your body and really give it the support it needs. We also want to think about how can we elongate the spine, because that is actually the whole point, is to put props underneath us and to find an overall awareness of our spine. So all the props that help us to open our hips is really just helping us to sit up a little bit taller. So think about your everything underneath your belly button being really heavy, really rooted, almost like roots actually gripping the earth. And then everything above your belly button is really light and weightless. You almost think about the heart kind of beaming up and forward. And so this takes away that lower spine, that rounding, that sinking that we sometimes do. So once again, just thinking about really pulling your spine up out of your hips or out of your pelvis to find that length. Then to keep the heart open, the shoulders relaxed, we want to imagine that we're holding a that we're holding a feather between our shoulder blades and our back body to take away that rounding of the upper spine. Finally, to keep the neck or the cervical spine in alignment, we want a slight tuck of the chin. This will bring our gaze kind of out over the tip of the nose without crossing the eyes, so that our gaze point is just focused a few feet on the ground in front of us. So I hope this video helped you to learn a little bit more how to find that easy pose or that comfortable seat. Thanks for watching and have a great day.